All right, not every band is doing the festival circuit this summer. Gojira and Mastodon, usually two heavy hitters on any festival, are going back out and doing a co-headlining run with special guest Lorna Shore, and it will get them to Cleveland in August. Thursday the 10th at Jacobs Pavilion at Nautica. Tickets are on sale. If you want to look into them, you strike out here, axs.com. But don't strike out. 2 for Gojira and Mastodon in August. I will see you there. Call 10-216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Alan Cox. He had angel hair pasta for lunch today. And it was totally worth all those bald little angels. 100.7 WMMS.
Here's some old school Gojira for you. Speaking of France. Oh. Hey, guess what? We are inching ever closer to the official start of the weekend around these parts. The way that we celebrate that, the way that we, and we alone, inaugurate the weekend is with the Bill Squire Friday Get Down. And we'll have that in a little over an hour. In the meantime, get you set up for the weekend with Cavs basketball tonight. They had a pretty sizable win over the Rockets in Houston last night. Would have been a huge shock had they lost. Rockets are not a very good basketball team. But they're playing the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight at 8 o'clock. So 7:30. Want to get the full pregame in. Cavs live at 7:30. Tip-off at 8 o'clock. And the Cavs come back home to host the Clippers on Sunday night. And then we will all be at the Romo Fijo on Tuesday night for Cavs Heat. Well, not all of us. Poundcake won't be there. But we'll be there. I think yesterday was Darius Garland's birthday, someone said. Is that true?
Yes. Darius Garland and Isaac Okoro. A few different players on the team have the same birthday.
And they're young men, right?
Yeah.
Mid-20s, early 20s.
Yeah.
Garland turned 23 years old on yesterday. Yeah. Okay, there you go.
He's just a boy.
Gotcha. Well, I keep hearing that Isaac Okoro is going to be the next one dealt off the team. Is that...
I mean, there's a lot of trade rumors right now. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of that stuff that gets floated out there. There's Kevin Love trade talk. There's Chetty stuff. So
yeah.
You never know. But I don't see it happening.
I mean,
Harris LeVert gets brought up a lot too. So,
I mean, speaking of Houston, they passed on Evan Mobley a couple years ago, didn't they? They had a shot to grab him, and they were like, "Man, we don't know if this guy's going to do."
Yeah,
but I think they still had James Harden then too.
No.
Oh, they didn't?
No.
Oh, I thought he just left them like a season ago.
No, he was. I think that was he got traded at the beginning of that season.
Well, anyway, tonight 8 o'clock on MMS and on the iHeartRadio app.
How did that all go down? Maybe that was the year before they got traded. Because they've been bad for a while. A couple years in a row.
Do you know who Brevin Galloway is? Did you hear this story?
No.
He's a guard on Clemson's basketball team, and he had to undergo emergency surgery yesterday. And he posted the story on his Instagram.
So this morning I went to lift. I came back. I took a nap. I woke up from my nap. My balls and my nutsack were exploded. Now, I go to the doctor. I have surgery 3 hours later. My balls are reduced to the normal size. I don't know what happened to my balls. I guess they were trying to be like basketballs.
Hello. Yeah, this guy had emergency testicular surgery.
That's terrifying.
The old ETS.
Worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Having epididymitis was one of the most painful, probably the most painful thing I've ever been through.
Is that the testicular torsion? Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's an infection of the epididymis on top of the nutsack, or like the actual testicle.
Yep.
And, oh my God. I just was having stomach pains, and then I was like doubled over at school, and I was like, I got to go to the hospital. So my mom took me to the hospital. They took me in, and they're like, we need a urine sample. So I go to give a urine sample, and just like touching down around my nuts made me keel
blinding
over.
pain.
Blinding pain, like screamed. And they're like, "What is happening?" And I'm like, "It's my nuts." And so then they had to take an ultrasound of my balls, and they figured out it was epididymitis. I was out for a week. It was awful. That pain was the worst. It was like being kicked in the balls constantly for days.
Yeah, anybody who has anything like this will say it's the worst pain they've ever experienced. Like, it hurts to breathe, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we've joked about our pogo stick here in the past, when we were kids, we had a big pogo stick phase. I don't know that every kid has one, but no one more so than my middle brother, who's 15 months younger than I am. And when he was about, I would have probably been 10, he was 9, maybe a little bit older. Maybe we had both just gotten into double digits. But he was on the pogo stick so much and so frequently and so often. He wanted to master that thing that he got a testicular torsion.
Yeah.
He had to go in, and the doctor was like, "How did this? Are you doing anything different?" And my mom was like, "Well, he's on the pogo stick all the time." And the guy's like, "That's probably it." He goes, "That still seems really weird, but that was like the only thing that was different." He goes, "Stay off the pogo stick." Because there was a period of time, it was like summertime. He was on it all the time in the basement. Just ka-chink, ka-chink. That was all we hear. Ka-chink, ka-chink. I was having some fun with it for a little while. He basically made it his own. But getting that twisted cord, it ain't no fun.
Oh, no, it's bad. Yes, they think what happened to me was it twisted and then like caused an infection. And it was the worst.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, Brevin Galloway, who's
I'm glad he's okay.
Nutsack. Even the people in his hospital room are laughing. Now, I don't know how good of a player he is. I don't know if he is. I don't know anything about him. I just know he plays for Clemson, and now he'll be forever known for having an exploded nutsack. I don't know how good he is on the team. I don't know if he's like the guy. But they said, obviously, he's not going to play tomorrow against Florida State.
Not the kind of baller I wanted to be.
That's right. He transferred to Clemson after being at Boston College last year. Hey, Jay.
Hey, Alan, what's up? Hate the show.
Thank you, Jay.
Actually, I wanted to let you know I was in Lorraine once. I was incarcerated, and you guys actually got me through my time on WMMS.
Good for you.
Yeah, what were you in for,
Right.
Jay?
I was in for domestic violence, actually. It was a little misunderstanding. But,
It always
I did
is,
my
isn't
time.
it? She couldn't understand why I was punching her.
Right.
Right.
No, nothing like that, but
All right.
it was something similar.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you guys got me through my time. I always listen to you guys on WMMS. I wondered if I could be a bureau chief for Youngstown.
Yeah, of course. How long were you in, Jay?
10 months.
10 months, okay. And had
Yeah, it
you...
was actually...
Was this a
I'm sorry, go ahead.
was this a person when you got out that you reunited with, or was that all over?
Yes, it's actually my fiance now.
Wow, that is a forgiving woman. She looks at you and she said, "You know what? I think that you've learned your lesson." And yeah, was there anyone on the inside there like that tech guy? They were trying to get an 18-year-old erect.
Oh, I don't know. I was
so
actually roommates with somebody that was on the prison mail. His name was Peaches. I don't know if you remember that.
Who wrote Prison Mail? It sounds vaguely familiar. The Teaches of Peaches? I might have read that.
That was it.
Well, I'm glad. And you're out and keeping your nose clean, I hope, Jay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Actually, there was an addiction for a lot of years, and that's why.
Understood. Okay. Well, I'm happy that you're on the other side of it. Best to you and your fiance. And I will put you down for Y-Town, Jay.
All right, Alan. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you. There's Jay in Youngstown. Brand new bureau chief out there.
I didn't know if we had like a signal out in Youngstown. I didn't know how far our signal goes.
No, if you listen to us, you have to. If you're in Youngstown, you've got to listen to us on the iHeartRadio app. You cannot pick us up. Youngstown. Other than the Vindies, who are a fantastic band, Youngstown is still trying to find its footing, right? It's a town on the come up. They're trying to do a lot of things with it.
What they doing?
Huh?
What they doing?
Well, I mean, they're trying to revitalize downtown. I mean, they're trying to do what Cleveland is still trying to do, quite frankly.
What every pretty much Rust Belt city's trying to do.
Yeah, I was reading a
Survive.
thing. Well, but I was also reading a thing that, like, downtown Cleveland is one of the slowest to recover metropolitan areas post-COVID. Like, after the pandemic and the worst of it, most metropolitan downtown areas, business, commerce, whatever, they all rebounded pretty well. Downtown Cleveland is second to last among 62 cities. San Francisco is dead last because they're dodging needles and poop everywhere they go. But downtown Cleveland is second to last for post-COVID recovery economically. And so they're like, well, how can we, a lot of other cities have bounced back a lot better.
So
Columbus,
tough.
they said, bounced back way better than,
It's so tough for Cleveland because the downtown area is basically just public square. And then once you get to East First and East or West First, then it's already you're on the
West Side,
You're
right.
correct.
You're
But I don't know what you guys are saying because the flats are still jumping. I haven't been on West 6
Yeah,
in a
that's
while,
the
but,
nightlife. That's different
Yes.
than
but that's money towards the
it's
city.
money, but it's not like businesses. There's a lot of businesses that moved out of downtown Cleveland and didn't come back.
Yeah, that's not the
Yeah.
flats aren't considered downtown Cleveland.
What?
They're not. They're the flats.
That's not considered downtown Cleveland. I consider
It's
that
across the river. This side of the river is downtown Cleveland.
Well, the Flats is
The
on
East
this side of
Bank.
the river too.
Well, you know what I mean. I mean, like
But-
that's like its own thing.
Its own neighborhood
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh, well, excuse me. Now I just don't know where anything is now.
Well, we know that's why you got lost going to work
I did.
from 20 blocks away.
Yeah, you got lost going downtown from downtown.
Big scary downtown to
Yeah.
Downertown. But big scary Cleveland, I just thought I could, highways lead to everywhere. I figured there would be an exit, but no, clearly not. No exit, at least downtown, coming from the east side.
But isn't it always fun to learn new things?
Yep,
That's a mistake you won't make twice.
had to learn it the hard way.
Best way to learn something. Hey, Kyle.
Hello, sir. Alan.
Yes,
How
sir.
we doing today?
What's up?
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on the whole sports thing. I was a wrestler for many years, and that's definitely a sport, and there's no ball involved. In MMA, jiu-jitsu and things like that,
There's a lot
I
of balls
think are definitely sports.
Well, I was a
Lots of
wrestler too
balls,
for a
yeah.
long time, Kyle, and there are a lot of balls involved in wrestling. You know this.
Yeah, oh, yeah, big one.
If
that's
one
for
pops
sure.
out of your singlet, boy, you never live it down.
But
Is that a
I'd like to,
disqualification or an
just-
automatic
I
win?
think that definitely needs to be brought into the conversation. So
All somebody has
You
to do
know?
is pin your balls, and you are when you hear that slap on the mat next to your head. There's no worse sound in the world than when the ref slaps next to your
Oh.
head.
There's a video that I saw this morning of a guy wrestling, and he's like chilled out, got this dude in a leg lock, and the guy in the leg lock is like dying, and this guy is just relaxed as can be, knowing he's got this match sewed up. It's very funny.
Yeah, because if you get him in the right hold, you
Yeah.
don't have to do anything.
Yep.
You just let
He
him.
just- he's got his-
you're just chilling.
He's got his hands on his chin, and he's just like looking at the camera with a like little smirk on his
Oh,
face, like
yeah.
I got this boy.
Man, it took me a good couple of
posing.
seasons to figure that out.
It was funny.
Yeah, right on.
All right,
So,
thank you, Kyle. I appreciate the thing there. Guy said earlier that sports to him needed a ball or a puck,
Yeah.
and then all the wrestlers and the
It's so weird that
gymnasts
Yeah.
got upset. Yeah.
how sports have changed since like being in school. Because like if a guy did gymnastics in like high school, he would be like laughed at. But like gymnastics in college and gymnastics on like the professional level, they're like gods.
Well, a lot of people need a god.
Because
I don't think they would be laughed at. If you've ever seen the movie,
Vision Quest.
not Vision Quest, what's the one? Footloose.
Yeah.
That whole town was obsessed with the gymnastics team.
Yeah, they really were.
Oh yeah, Kevin Bacon really
Yeah.
sold that for all of us.
Mm-hmm. But he just wanted to dance though.
That
didn't wanna
movie was
just do
still too
gymnastics.
cheesy for me. I didn't even like watch it all the way through.
Boy, I never saw Footloose until about 7 or 8 years ago.
I watched it in 2015 for the first time,
Yeah.
and it's so corny, but it was hilarious.
Yeah, we were at we were back in Chicago, and we were at a friend's apartment. We're all sitting around catching up and drinking, smoking a little bit, and we're clicking around, and I go, oh my God, Footloose is on. It had just started. And everybody's kind of laughing. I go, I've never seen Footloose. And I saw Footloose.
And there it was.
And there it was. And sure. Hey, Ron.
Hey, Alan, it's the show.
Thank you.
I wanted to share my pain story with you. I've been fighting ulcerative colitis for a couple of years, so I have pain associated with that. But I've been on prednisone so long that I got osteoporosis and developed some stress fractures in my spine.
Ooh.
So the day after Christmas, I woke up like in excruciating pain so bad that I had to call the ambulance. They took me to the hospital. Here it turned out I was passing a kidney stone at the same time.
Oh.
So I hit the trifecta.
Yeah.
My wife, I
Fortunately,
didn't know until the first time it happened, but I guess growing up, my wife had been prone to kidney stones, and she hasn't had one in many, many years, but we'd only been dating a few months when I went over to see her, and she was like curled up in the fetal position, and she had to explain kidney stones to me. And there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing you can do. It's like, it's just awful.
right. And fortunately, by the time they gave me the pain meds and everything and did a scan, they said it had passed the worst part. And so I was able to come back home. But then just a couple of weeks ago, I had to have what they call a kyphoplasty, where they inject cement into your spine. So that took care of that pain. So I'm still homebound, because of the colitis and still have some pain in the back. But compared to what it was before, I'm way off better now. So,
Well, yeah, you got that vertebrae cement in there. He's walking around like a golem. He's just crashing all over the place. It's like a little balloon, right? That they put in.
Yeah. Well, no, they actually inject a little bit of cement into each of the vertebrae where the stress fractures are, just to give it some support. So, but and in a few weeks, I'm actually going to have some surgery to take care of the colitis. So, hey, Bill, eventually I'll be able to come back out and see some shows.
Yeah. Well, good luck, Ron.
Yeah, I hope you get better, man.
I'll
That's rough.
Right.
Also,
it's been a rough 2 years.
I bet.
But
Yes.
I listen to you guys every day. You guys are like my water cooler workmates.
All right, good. Well, thank you, Ron. I appreciate it. There's Ron out in Willoughby. Holy cow. Boy.
Remember, that's how you feel. We don't think of you that way. We don't.
And you'll forever be the concrete spine guy,
It's like having a guy that works on models fix your back.
Right.
Like, put a little rubber cement in here, see what happens.
Little sniff for me, little squirt for your spine. I got to take a break. I will have the last spot on Big Billy's Bottom Boys, our Polar Blast team for young Bill Squire. We go back to Boston Mills Brandywine next Friday night, only 1 week away. And I got one more spot on his team there, WMMS.com.